Hi friends, this is Evan from Digital Team Coach. I hope you're going well. In the last few months, we've been doing a lot of work behind the scenes, working with churches and speaking and meeting with churches from around Australia. I've been to WA and Queensland and here in Victoria, meeting with lots of you, speaking with lots of you, and just finding out where things are at and what's working and what has been a struggle. And what we've found is that for a lot of churches around the country coming back into COVID normal church is that we're really struggling to get people back on board, people coming back to church and getting people to serve in church as well. We've seen numbers as high as about 30% down from what it used to be. And so it's a really hard time for church leaders trying to figure out what we do next. So as you know, Digital Team Coach is really committed to serving the local church, particularly here in Australia, particularly smaller churches. And we want to help you, not just with your technology, but using the technology to serve you in your ministry, and particularly in the way that you engage people on Sundays and during the rest of the week as well. So here's the first part of the announcement. We are going to be bringing you a 6-week course, and it's called Bring Your People Back, because we know that is an important need in the church right now. So there's a few components to this course, and I want to show you a bit about what it's going to do. So come join me. Okay, so there are 3 outcomes that we want for this program and for your church. The first one is we want people to be able to engage with you, both in person and online. The second part then is we want them to experience who you are as a church, and ultimately we want people to experience the love of Jesus and to know him. The third part is then we want to help to empower people in their walk with Christ and their discipleship. So let's break that down a little bit more. For Engage, the first part, particularly for people who don't come to church or don't really know much about you, is that we want them to see who you are. And that first impression is going to be really critical, whether that's online or in person. And we need to be able to engage them well. And this isn't about having more entertainment and just more content for people to consume. And it's not necessarily about high production value either. But what we want is we want to be able to compel people in the right way, not manipulate them, but to be compelling and genuine in the way that we welcome people in, the way that we show value to them in the online services that we bring to them and in person as well. So we need to be genuine and compelling. The second part is then once they've sort of seen us and they understand that and we start to build trust with them, it's a heart thing of that experience. We want to be able to connect people in, to connect with them and to help them connect to Jesus. And so we want this to be really life-giving for them. The third part then is once they trust you and once we're able to meet their needs, and that can be pastorally, praying for people, meeting their physical needs as well, if they need that, helping people to connect socially and relationally, that's really important. And then we want to empower them to be able to feel belonging in your community. So the word I'm going to put here is commune, and so that belonging is really important. And with that, the action here is we want them to be able to know what their steps are, what their next steps are in their discipleship as part of your church, as part of their offering to Christ, in the way that they serve, in the way that they invest, all those things. So engaging, experiencing and empowering. And so we want to engage people by compelling them to Christ and to who you are as a church, to be able to connect then in that way, and then to be able to commune and know their belonging and make it clear what those next steps should be. So that's just a glimpse of the Bring Your People Back course, which I'm going to be starting soon. And that's open to any church leaders, particularly if you've got a live stream and you're engagement just isn't very high, if it's sort of pretty one way in terms of there's content going, but there's not much getting back from the audience, and you don't know who they are, and they're not really responding much. Also, if you're just struggling to get people back to church, or you're struggling to get volunteers, this is a program which I believe is going to serve you, and we're going to have some fun with that. Now, that is the Bring Your People Back program. If you are interested, just shoot me a reply message here with the word people, and we will get in contact with you and give you information about more details about it and what to do next. Now, the second part of this announcement is really, this has been something that's been culminating for a long time for me, in the way that I've been working on just all the things that we've done working with churches. It's sort of like a whole lot of things coming together. And so I'm really excited to announce a platform that we're going to be dedicating for churches. We've had Digital Team Coach, and that still exists. But for churches specifically, we're creating the Digital Ministry Hub. And in here, it's going to be, it's not just a resource, but this is really a home for all your church's needs for around technology, systems, from AV and online engagement, all the way through to the back end of administration, databases, just all those other sort of technical system parts for the back end of ministry as well. The purpose of this hub, Digital Ministry Hub, the first one is to help you, particularly for smaller churches that don't have the in-house resources, with you don't have much time, you don't have a whole lot of money and budget behind it, and also the in-house experience and expertise to make good decisions about the technology. So the first part is to help you make good decisions with your technology. And give strategies around that. And then the second part is to help you with those, just when you need support quickly, when you need to get an answer to something and you just can't get access to it. Now, normally what you would need to do is you'd need to call an IT consultant, and that costs money very quickly. The costs go up. Or if you've got the luxury of having an IT person at your disposal as part of your church already, you could have access to them if they're available. But often these are barriers to getting the help that you need in a timely way and in a cost-effective way as well. So there's going to be a few aspects to the Digital Ministry Hub. And the first one is we're going to be creating an academy, and this is basically a place for all the courses, training, resources that's going to come together in the one place. The second part is there's going to be a community of practice, and this is where like-minded peers of the gospel here in Australia can come and share wins, share stories, learnings, experiences, all that sort of thing. And I know there's a lot of groups already out there, Facebook groups and things like that have places to be able to share. The problem with Facebook, unfortunately, is that the algorithms make it much harder now to be seen and to be able to share and engage and interact with each other well. The second thing is that Facebook is not a good place for knowledge to be captured and knowledge to be searched and found. It's a real nuisance. I've tried to search for things and I can't find them even though they're on there. And so I'm finding that Facebook is on the way out for that sort of working together. The third aspect of the Digital Ministry Hub, which I'm really excited about, is that we are developing an app, and we've done quite a bit of work behind the scenes to start planning and mapping out this app to help support with technical questions and with strategies and things like that. But what I'd love to do before we start, really putting a lot of investment into building this app out, is I would love some feedback and ideas from you. So this is an invitation if you're, whether you're sort of really tech savvy and you've got lots of ideas, or even if you're technically not that proficient, I'd love to get your feedback and ideas if this is something that you feel like you could contribute to. So if this is you, I'd love to gather the A team, and you can just write back, just reply with A team, and we're going to get in touch with you. What we're going to do is we're going to have a couple of just brainstorming idea sessions where we can share and get that feedback and collate that before we start building this app further. So there's going to be a couple of sessions there. And look, what I want to do here is for people who are able to join this A team and commit to it. There's not a whole lot involved in it. There's a couple of sessions up front, and then once we start building out a prototype, we'd love to be able to have you test it out and share your feedback with that. For everyone who can become part of this A team, we're calling it, we are going to give you free access to the Bring Your People Back course, and we're going to make that available for you if you're able to commit to that. So the two invitations we have for you is that we've got the Bring Your Back course that's going to be starting soon. Just reply back with people if you're interested in that. And if you're interested in helping shape this new app for churches, then just write A team and we'll get back to you as well. Hey, thank you so much for your time, for listening to these messages. If they connect with you, we'd love to hear from you, and we look forward to sharing what's to come as well. Bless you.